Hey everybody, and welcome back to Darksiders. I'm Ned Primer, and we are here in the Hollows, trying to take out the Griever. The Griever is a giant, something monster. So, unlike the first boss, Tiamat, which is actually a real-world deity, and you may have noticed there's a lot of blue crystals, but unlike that, unlike Tiamat, which was a bat monster essentially, and unlike a later boss, which I've probably talked too much about, which is a spider, the Griever is just kind of one of their demon designs. Okay, we can't reach from there. So this room, I remember this room reasonably well. Ow. Killing these things is amusing because you kind of just... They're almost like zombies, they're just a little obnoxious is all. So you can tell there's not really a whole lot for me to do in here right this second, but I also can't go back up. So let's go swimming. Just keep swimming. Actually, I think I suffered a little bit too much from when Finding Nemo came out, because everybody wanted to watch it constantly, and so I've watched it way too much, way too early on. So it's one of my least favorite Pixar movies from the what we'll call the golden age of Pixar. My favorite, in case you're wondering, is WALL-E, because WALL-E's the best. A lot of people say Incredibles. I don't have a problem with Incredibles, I just like WALL-E a lot more. There's something charming about it. These guys are gonna hit me while I'm trying to cross here. Plus, I'm a big fan of sci-fi. I'm a bigger fan of sci-fi than I am of comic books. Actually, I have a lot of problems with comic books, and even... I'm about to say something controversial, people. But even, oh crap, I should have thrown that. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. Okay. Even though a lot of people love the Marvel movies, for the most part, they're just not that good. They're okay. Some of them are really good. I really like Captain America Winter Soldier, and I really like Guardians of the Galaxy. I actually really like one of the ones that's probably the least popular in the whole thing, The Incredible Hulk. The Edward Norton one. The actual it is part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The Eric Bana one, not so much. I think Edward Norton did a great job. I think that Edward Norton, how to put this? I think he's got attitude. I don't deny that, but he is a great actor. He's what I'm told. I'm not even going to go there because that's just starting up a new controversy. He's one of those people that I think is one of the best people in the business. Even if he does have attitude problems. We like to pretend like that stuff makes a difference, but it doesn't. You can't... can't just... Ooh, hello. How do I get over there? There are certain circumstances under which you can judge a person based on their actions. Such as Roman Polanski. Where did that fish go? Why are you not coming down? Yes, such as people that like to, you know, molest children and such. Like you can judge them based on that, but even a lot of the people that will judge him based on that, won't judge his movies based on that. And you can't. You have to be able to separate the art from the artist. Because if you're unable to do that, then you're gonna come into all kinds of problems, because plain and simple, everybody you've ever loved is an asshole in some way, one way or another. If you've watched Firefly, Serenity, you know what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, these guys are a little bit evolved from the last ones, because they can turn into little spinny things. The strategy for them, I think, is to actually get them off the ground. I want to take a pause real quick. They're going to keep funneling in here for a second. You can see what the areas that we've unlocked look a little bit like. But the whole reason I'm coming in here is to actually check on these. See, I've been using my sword a lot more than my scythe this time around. Yeah. I mean, I don't know that I have a whole lot to say about that. I'm kind of just using what I feel like at any given time. But yeah, the Avengers 2 in particular was kind of a terrible movie. I know people that liked it, and I'm not going to belittle people for liking it. So I say belittle them, but people in general, I'm not going to say that they're wrong or anything. But they are. But no, even they acknowledge that it's kind of a terrible movie. Hello, buddy. There's a lot of things that go on with it. And we're actually going to go ahead and just do this. I don't like fighting these guys. This is kind of cheap mode. Oh no! Yeah, so Darksiders. It's really interesting the way they use all these different mechanics. Because they do just throw everything at you. They're like, oh yeah, we had this really cool idea for this thing, so let's use that. I am collecting a bunch of the abyssal armor pieces. I think there's like one that's really hard to get to though. But yeah, like the leveling up your weapon mechanic, I don't know how much that was necessary for this game. But at the same time, I do kind of appreciate why it's in here. And it's in here because someone had the idea, and they liked it. And we're like, okay, let's throw it in there. And that's kind of antithetical to what we do as game designers a lot. If all you're doing, there's a betrayer door over here is all that's up here, but there's another path. You're supposed to, you know, make sure you have game mechanics that all work, and anything that's not great you're supposed to cut out. Why have a good game when you can have a great game? I don't know. Like I said, I think this has its charm. Not everybody is going to appreciate that. Beads go down. But that's kind of it in life, is not everybody's always gonna agree with anything you say. So let's look at these, because we now have a few to choose from. Boost weapon experience gained during combat, and boost War's armor level. So we don't really need to be using this, because it's all about environmental objects. Reaper will get us more souls, and this last one does more damage when it's slotted. So I'm actually going to put that on there. You know what, rather than doing more damage with the scythe, I'm going to boost its XP gains. We're actually going to get another, we're gonna get something else in this dungeon, kind of like how we got the glaive. Which way did I come from? I came from that way, I think. So we're gonna get another item in every dungeon, just like you would in a Zelda game. So this is, it's got the black swirlies, it's another Wrath Shard. That's a bunch of souls, and then we'll turn this. Dun, 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 dun. And yeah, that's, if, like I said, like I've said in the past, if you are someone that is into game design, that's been working on a game or anything like that, you're kind of just watching me, think about ways that you can show that stuff is happening without taking control away from the player, because you should be doing that as much as possible. Now that's not always avoidable, and to a certain extent consistency is more important than following that, but it's something to think about. This game breaks you away from the action a lot of the time, and it's okay. It's okay when it does that. But a lot of times I feel like they could have organized things in such a manner that you didn't need to do that. So, but we got another one of these, which means we're going to get another item here. It's a glove! So we can now challenge people to duels by slapping our glove across their face. Tremor Bringer. So now we can destroy blue crystals. And I don't think we've seen these guys yet, have we? But this, I'm gonna show you, this actually acts as an item. And we're actually, we're gonna put this back on here, and we're gonna put this on the glove. Because our glove is already a whole level behind, almost a level and a half behind for everything else. fighting. Fighting here. There we go. Yeah! So those guys... That was kind of weird that it didn't let me do the whole thing. But you can actually... I don't have enough for it. Damn it. One little flaw I have with this game, or another little flaw, is that I really wish I could use my scythe and my Tremor Gauntlet at the same time, kind of thing. But you have to, the way this is laid out, you have to actually switch between them. This guy is a jerk. Being a jerk. Now he's although it does have that cool ability right there. But the bad part is you have to charge it up, so you have to be smart about it. Ah! Okay. So we leveled up our sword. So it's now level 2 or level 3, depending on how you look at it, depending on if we started off at 0 or not. Oh! Yeah, they have those weapon augments too in this game, which is a cool addition. We'll soon get for our Chaos Swamp again. Yep, right there. Which we're going to use to slaughter this guy. Because he actually goes down multiple times. So just because he has B doesn't mean you're about to kill him. You're halfway through the fight. Another thing about these gauntlets is that they do like punch them out of the way. So it's harder to level them up because of that. So you have to try to work them into a wall so you're not chasing after them constantly. But alright! So we can now get up there. Well, in a second we can. Boom! We can blow up the blue crystals. That opens up, we've skipped over a lot of parts that had those already. So we could go back to a lot of those areas and get whatever lied behind them. And that's an option. I'll have to think about how I'm gonna do that in the future. If I want to just save that all up for a cleanup episode before the final dungeon, or if I want to go in and do it before then. There's actually a very specific part of the game where they kind of want you to go back and do anything that you've missed. So I might just hold it all off until then. Okay. So did we haven't gotten the map or the Horde Seeker. not quite sure whose fault that is. Thought I saw something over there, but I guess I did not. This is where we came in. So this is a little bit of a puzzle right here. I don't need that yet. I don't need that yet either. But this is really, this kind of thing is really what makes this game for me. And that's just saying you can do this. So we can now knock it across these gaps and move it from rail to rail. And maybe I don't fight any enemies. Of course, now that I said that, that's going to be when I get, like, swarmed. So yeah, now we aren't gonna go high enough. Oh, I remember what I'm supposed to do here. Okay. I think I remember. Before we do that, we're gonna go grab this. These artifacts are worth souls. Of course not. I'm debating whether I should go collect those things or not. Look at all these empty vessels I'm carrying around though. I don't remember how to refill those per se. I think this one will go down here. Yeah. Which means I go back over here. Hopefully, oh, actually. Okay. Push that over there. Let's go back up. And then this will give us the boost that we need to get up here. Shoot. Okay, I thought enemies spawned in here at some point. I don't think it's worthwhile to go back down there to top off my health. Might be more worth my while to actually go back there later on and refill it. No, we're not where I think we are. Damn. Okay. This should look familiar. We're now up above. Oh, we are where I think we are. Okay. We're right up above where we got the gauntlet. And what was that? Hello. Hello, Hello, Griever. Oh! Yep. Just kind of being a jerk. But they do some nice little framing things, but they could do a much better job actually showing them off. Ooh, trap. God, stop backing away from me, you jerk. I'll show you how to back away from me. Who's laughing now, jerk? But if you look up here, there's the Destroyer's castle thing, fortress, whatever it is. And it's like, why wouldn't they make? Why they don't know how to use a camera as well as say like BioWare does. BioWare is really good with cameras. Even when they fail at other things, their cameras always do a good job. And that's a technique we call landmarking, but they also don't do a very good job of it with this. The reason I say they don't do a good job is it's something that you should be able to use to tell your relative position to it as the game goes on. And we can't tell our relative position. So yeah, this glove, as I've mentioned in the past, replaces sight. And we are draining, this is actually the other room. We've been through this room before. I don't think anything new appears down here, but let's make sure. Where are we at with this? I think I'm gonna bail on the Gauntlet. It's only... The scythe is a lot more useful. So let's put this there. Largely because the Gauntlet keeps hitting enemies away from you. Let's go ahead and destroy this. We are going to... I'm gonna explore this room real quick and show you guys around. You see there's a growth that we can climb on both sides of this. We just need to have something to boost us up there. You may notice that there's a couple trains around. With which we can move that back and forth. And I think I want to actually in the other position first. Because I think I need to move both of those. Actually, you know what? No. One of them is off the wall a bit, I believe. So we need to use this one to keep it there. But yeah, we're gonna call it there for this episode. And thanks everybody for tuning in. And we're going to completely fail because we need that tall one here. But thanks for tuning in. We will catch you on the next episode where we will solve this puzzle and move on to greater things. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.